Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Cale Connects. Thank you very much for joining us. This week on this week's podcast, we're joined by Kim. Kim's from KCV Executives. Kim helps business owners find staff and PAs and BAs, but I'm going to let her tell you all about that. Morning, Kim. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you doing in
Good.
the UK? It's nice and sunny here in South Africa.
It's always sunny in South Africa. It's sunny today, sunny and cold. Although if you'd have looked out the window about an hour ago, it was absolutely pouring with rain and yeah, unpredictable as usual. So, without drumming in that you're lovely and warm, and it's always warm in South Africa, why don't you tell everyone what it is you do?
I am a virtual executive management company.
The phone's always ringing. Good stuff. Why not? Go on. So, you're a virtual.
A virtual executive assistant management company, and we provide virtual executives in all range of different industries that cover different types of roles that can be done virtually as they can in an office, and we deliver that to UK clients. We also look and analyze at different systems that people are using and see if there's any better potential systems that we can implement and help people get things done more efficiently, strategically. We analyze the different roles that people want to use and see if they are actually suitable for their companies. If there's other types of roles that might work better for them, we'll break them down, potentially put them into different departments and position people that are suitable and also a personality match for each client.
Okay. So, I've got a lot of experience with this because I'm grateful to be working with you. So, we're going to talk about a few of the examples of how you've helped me as we go on, I'm sure. But typically, what are people coming to you for? What's the general? I mean, with me, it was I need help, and whilst that must be a nightmare because that's like me taking my car into the garage. It's making a noise, and I don't know what the problem is. I literally did say I need help, but is that general across why people get in touch?
That's really normal. People know that they need some sort of support in their business, but usually because they've been doing it by themselves for so long, they don't have everything laid out into the different departments. They don't know where they need help. And a lot of people don't even know what a virtual assistant can help with. So it's
Yeah,
always put really simply as if you can do it in an office and you remain at your desk all day, you don't need to meet people in person. If you can meet them virtually, that's also fine. Then we can cover it. It's if everything's done at a desk, we can do it from anywhere. But most of the people that come to me, including you, don't know where they need support. It's they not just know they have a lot to do and they don't know what people can do or how they're going to get it done. So it's all about putting in the different processes and workflows into team members completing the tasks that you
yeah.
don't have to do so you can focus where you want to. And for like yourself, it will be the business development side of your company.
Yeah, interestingly, at the time that we've been speaking, what you've helped me with has changed quite a bit over the well, it's probably getting on for 2.5, 3 years now, isn't it? I think.
Yep.
Yeah. And the things that you've done to help my business and the people that you've put into my business have changed. The roles changed. My business has certainly changed since you've been involved. And we'll talk about maybe my business in a bit. Um, so, and how you're helping my business. So people come to you because they need help or they think they need help. They've got work overload and they don't know where to turn. Why are they turning to someone in South Africa?
I think it's mainly because it's cost efficient, because we're obviously based in South Africa. The exchange rate's very different. Our salaries and different rates here are extremely different to the UK, obviously,
Yeah.
with the different politics that we have in each and currency. And I think people are mainly coming to South Africa now because one, the minimum wage in the UK is constantly going up, which means skill set salaries are obviously going up. And
Yeah.
not all the small business owners can afford to employ someone, whether it be part-time or full-time. And with South Africa, you can pay someone the same rate and have double the hours involved, which means double
Yeah.
the work and the same skill set that you get in the UK. It's still first educated people and people that have experience in the different roles. And that's what we tailor. We make sure that if I'm putting someone in your industry, such as social media, the person that's going into that industry comes from that industry. They've been
Yeah.
doing this for so long. They may have been using different systems and processes, but it's all about learning them. And we make sure the people we put in place do understand how systems work, that they've worked on multiple systems in their life and they're adaptable to new things. I think with how the world is at the moment and how companies are changing. We're all learning to be so adaptable to new systems. It's not just a specific person that's good at it now. We all have to change. I mean, think about how many systems we've actually been through in your business. It's
Yeah, sure.
constantly changing, and I'm sure it's going to change as you grow. And that's what happens with growing. You need to be adaptable, and finding those people here is what I specialize in as well.
Yeah, I was really impressed recently, actually, when we were recruiting my latest member of staff, and I was having a bit of a fool around with you applying for one of your jobs. I think we were mucking around, and I applied for one of your jobs, and I was really, really impressed because I clicked the apply button on one of your social media posts and went through it. I was impressed by the amount of questions that you were asking the applicant, even down to the software that they know how to use, what experience they've got with certain things. And I think probably I was quite surprised the level of questioning you go to. And then I think on the flip, it's not really a surprise to me then that the people that I've had working for me have been the right people.
Yeah, they are the absolute diamonds that you can find that are so adaptable
Yeah,
and can work from home as well. I mean, I think that's the main benefit. I have a lot of people contact me here and say, how do I be a virtual assistant? I want to be a virtual assistant. They just have this vision of someone working whenever they want to and someone that just has their little computer and it looks luxurious like you would see on Pinterest or Instagram. And it's
yeah, yeah,
really not like that. It's you're so dedicated to what you're doing. You've got set hours in your day. You need to deliver your time. We're tracking your time, making sure you're at work. We've got our own KCV community that our teams are part of because obviously everyone's working for their own clients during their client hours. We're not connecting with everyone all the time because they're busy working. So we kind of built our own KCV community. We've got like 12 members of staff now. So it's nice to everyone kind of jumps in together on our WhatsApp groups, whether it be personal or work related. And you'll see on our group as well that we can easily just jump in and be like, hey, does anyone know how to use this system? Are you free for a meet? Let's talk about it together. Tell me what's good
yeah.
about it. We've got this new business coming in and I'm looking for a new system and it looks like this one might be suitable. And we compare everything together and work together so nicely. So everyone that's on my team is so willing to learn more and so passionate about the work they're doing. And you can see a massive difference in client delivery when you have someone that's passionate about what they're doing.
Yeah, you know the numerous. I've had a few staff members off you now, and every one of them has been fantastic. But every one of them, I have sensed that they've cared about me and my business, and I think for a business owner that is going down the staff route and maybe the virtual staff route, you know, wondering how that will work and how you can get that to work is one of the challenges. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the virtual bit because obviously the world changed when we went into lockdown, and certainly us here in the UK and probably around the world discovered Zoom, discovered online systems, storing information in the cloud, and all of this potentially could be shared. So someone's coming to you because, oh, let's say I'm coming to you because I need help. My business is getting so busy that I need more help, but I don't know if I need a part-time help. I certainly don't think I have the work for full-time help. But actually, what happened with us is that I came to you and said, well, let's just start. And in fact, it was your suggestion. Let's just start with 3 hours a day.
Yeah. That is
Yeah. So,
how I would start with any client that comes to me is kind of get a touch feel of what they're saying that they have, or ask them pretty much, what's your day to day? What are you doing every single day? Figure out what's taking up their time. Suggest a VA can do that for you. You don't have to do
yeah,
it. Have you got the other systems in place in order to complete that task? Generally start on 3 hours a day. We used to do a 10-hour minimum, but I still don't find 2 hours a day being very productive. So I'd rather
yeah,
break it into kind of over 4 days or 3 days. And once you go from 3 hours a day, as soon as the client can see that the work we're doing is productive, they kind of get a bit more of an understanding of how it all works. And you'll see them just start offloading tasks and being able to breathe again, which is so nice. Then their sales
yeah,
go up, and with their sales going up because they now have more time to invest, our hours go up. Most of our VAs that started on 3 hours a day are now full time. So
yeah.
it
Well,
happens with most.
that's definitely how we started. You know, first couple of weeks, 3 hours a day. And
Yeah.
the goal was certainly to free me up to enable me to be out networking and doing sales calls. And I think within the space of a few weeks, we'd increased our hours to full time or near enough full time. And I was out bringing in new clients, and it ticked the box for sure. So I know from my experience, and I'm sure that people come to you with this problem, and it's a headache that you have to deal with, is that business owners have got control issues, and they don't want to let things go, and they also feel like, well, by the time I've taught you how to do this, I might as well do it myself. So one of your challenges as a virtual person, because you can't come and stand next to me and look at what I'm doing every minute and every day, one of your challenges from myself and through clients is going to be, right, how are you going to get the work off us?
So it's generally reassurance that you can trust us.
Yeah,
We have a wide range of different clients, and a lot of them fall into your category of not wanting to let go of control and feel like they kind of need to be the ones that doing. It's also a little bit of training for you to learn how to delegate and how to
yep,
work with the people. And I'm sure you can remember back to many meetings we've had when you're onboarding someone new, of me reassuring you that it's going to be okay. Let's give them a chance
yeah,
and see how they end up to the goal. And if we don't like it, then we can amend it from there. So it's also teaching other people how to delegate work. It's not for everyone knowing how to delegate. I know you also come from a corporate background, but a lot of small business owners actually don't come from a corporate background, and a lot of people have worked alone for so many years that they
yeah,
actually don't know how to delegate. And it sounds so easy to say to someone, no, but just give them all your work. And it's like, no, but if I give them all their work, it also can create more work for me. So it's about smart delegating as well. And
absolutely.
again, guiding my clients through how to delegate, how to work with a virtual assistant, and reassuring them that they can trust us in everything that we're doing and that we will deliver what they need. And that's when I can work really closely with the team member if I have someone that is a bit worried about what kind of service delivery we're going to have, and offer that extra support to the team member and the client and create a good relationship between both of them and a good understanding.
Yeah. I love the fact that I think probably through your recruitment process and your passion to help other business owners is that they've all wanted to help. I had experience early on with one or two VAs that were very good, not through yourselves. They were very good at what they did, but very much a case of, Cale, what would you like me to do today? And that's great, but I'm still a busy business owner, and one of the benefits I think of using your services has been you've taken the time to understand my business, of which then you've given your members of staff an introduction to my business before they've even met me. And
Yeah.
what I love the most, I think, is that they care. The job's really important to them, and that's really lovely.
Yeah, it is really lovely. Your team members are very emotionally and passionately invested into your business, but you're also such a lovely person to work with. Your passion is kind of contagious to other people. And
Yeah,
I also feel like when I speak to my team members, I also describe clients to them on a more of emotional level than just their corporate, like, okay, Cale's a social media business. I'll be like, Cale runs a social media business. He's extremely passionate about his company, expects everyone to be passionate about it too if they're joining his team. He's
hmm,
very open to ideas. He wants to grow the business. So this is a place where you can grow and give your input and be confident of your input. And if it
yeah,
is, no, we don't think that's going to work. Don't think that we're going to be shutting all your ideas down. This is a place where you can be open. And that's what you open with when you start working with people as well. Not everyone does that. So that's also a case of me needing to find someone for you that has ideas and that's willing to input those ideas and speak about those ideas and have the confidence to voice them, which isn't every single person in the world that's able to do that. It's so the people that work for you, I suited them to your personality and
yeah,
suited their personality for the role. That's another thing that I really like to focus on is personalities. I believe it drives relationships and it creates sustainability for both. No one wants people
absolutely.
coming in and out of their company all the time. So yeah.
What's been amazing for me is that the staff that you've put into work with me have changed my business. Now, I never thought when we went into work together, I never thought that that was the case. I thought it was going to be you're getting help for me, and
Yeah.
that's that, and I'm sure that's why people come to you. I need help, and it might be managing my inbox, doing my bookkeeping, whatever. But over the years, I've encouraged people. My bookkeeper, for example, here in the UK. I encourage her to give me tips and advice on what I should be doing with my books. Or she could say, Cale, I noticed you're doing this. You've got double double subscriptions on this, which is totally possible. And I encourage people to try and, as you just said, have their input. But what I didn't appreciate was how, because of how much they are invested in my business and working with me, how much they would better my business as well. With your help and with your team, the business has changed in that we have systems and processes which they put in place with me because they wanted to make their life easier. You know, our
Yeah.
customers get a better service than they've ever had because they want to give my customers a great service. When a customer asks a question, they're on it. Let me do this. Can we do this? Can we do it a different way? And the biggest change I think was because we do social media management and we're creating content. I always thought that the content I was creating was fine and I was doing a good job. I just needed some help. But the people that you've brought into my business are doing better than me. They are better content creators than I am.
Yeah, they're
Absolutely. And
faster sometimes.
yeah, but I think that it would be a danger for or a worry for people when they're asking for help. You know, are they going to be good as me? Are they going to meet my standards? Are they going to meet my requirements for my business? Well, your guys or my guys or whatever have gone the other way, and they've made my business better. So I had it last week, and I fed back to to the team on a couple of occasions last week that I had meetings that my customers are saying, oh, Cale, we love Bianca. She's absolutely amazing at what she does. And you know, I can hear Bianca is dead chuffed when she gets that feedback. She's had one this morning from one of our clients. I've just seen it on WhatsApp, which was really nice. And
Oh,
that's really lovely to hear because yes, okay, I can go out networking and I'm hearing good things about my business, but it's the team and I just didn't see that coming when I came to you asking for help. I
yeah.
just didn't see what the outcome was. So let's go back to how you can help business owners here in the UK. They're coming to you with things like admin issues, bookkeeping issues, diary management. What else are you being asked about?
Yeah, bookkeeping issues probably not so much, but social media is a huge one actually,
Yeah,
and not the kind of social media you do. I mean, we've got a lot of requests for LinkedIn ghostwriters at the moment.
yep,
LinkedIn is blowing up. Its algorithms are quite easy to figure out. So there's a lot of ghost writers out there at the moment, and I've actually got a really good one on board at the moment. So finding hours for that if you're looking for a ghostwriter. So LinkedIn is actually a huge one, but I think LinkedIn is mainly getting targeted to me right now because of my own LinkedIn page and that I'm more active on there. But
yep,
at general administration, we've had a lot of property companies through as well, looking for people to advertise the properties on their behalf or do the listings, etc. And a couple
yep,
of kind of Airbnb managers as well, people that have kind of holiday rentals where they need someone just to manage it. And it's obviously more cost effective for them to do that in South Africa. And our time zones are so similar. I mean, we're only an hour apart now. Somehow all
yep.
of us manage to still get the time wrong, client and staff,
Absolutely. I
even
mean,
though it's only an
it shouldn't
hour.
be difficult, but it is.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. No one
No.
could get by. So mostly people are coming to me for administration help
Yep,
and content creation and LinkedIn profile manager as well. But it's ever changing and we can tailor to each company. I've worked in so many different industries in my life that it's really easy for me to adapt to different industries and businesses all have the same foundation. So it's
yeah,
easy for me to put in systems in place that they're needed. I just need to have a bit of time in that business and see how their processes work to kind of get that click of, hang on, we can do it like this. And this is
yeah,
how your VA can manage it better. And this will save you a lot more time. And I think my first meeting with a client is probably the most interesting one because it's more of a consultation and figuring out how they operate in their business and kind of getting the flags of, okay, that's kind of where you're going wrong and we can amend it. And I mean, we did the same with yours as well. Look how your motion AI is working now. It's
yeah,
amazing. I love working on
yeah,
that system now. It's really
yeah. It's
easy to
great.
use
Look,
workflow.
I know that when I came to you, I actually didn't know what I needed help with. I knew that I was busy, you know, whether it was content creation, dealing with clients, networking, email inbox, WhatsApp inbox, and things like that. And you know, is that quite common that people come to you and say, "Yeah, I'm drowning. How can you help?"
Yeah, it's really common. It's one of the most common things. if I get someone come to me and they say, I need help with a virtual assistant, this is what I need help with, it's generally because they've had a virtual assistant before and they potentially let them down or didn't work when they say they were working. So then that
Right.
would be me focusing on our service delivery in the sense of time management and ensuring they're getting their tasks done in the expected time. If someone like you comes to me and says that they don't know where they need help, then I do have to do quite an in-depth consultation of what your job entails, what their job will entail, and even give it
We
a
have a few.
job description. So it's very rare that a business owner will be like, hey, I need an admin assistant or I need a client relationship manager. I
Yeah.
usually that first call is usually figuring out exactly what they need and reading between the lines as well of what they're saying and what can be done. And if someone said that they're doing this, then that means they also have to be doing this, but they haven't said that. So I need to find out, are you also doing this? Oh, you're not doing that. Okay, then we need to put it all together. And summing up those meetings and pretty much sending them a report of what I think they need to do and if they agree to it and if they want me to look for someone to be suitable in that role. So it's
Yeah.
generally people that don't know where they need help. Like I said, it's
Uh,
usually business people that have worked alone for so long.
yeah. I don't, do you know, when I think back, I don't think I've ever worked with a VA that was bad. I think actually I was the problem. Before we started working together, I worked with a couple and they were both very, very good at what they did. But I think really what it came down to was I either wasn't letting go of the reins, wasn't really sure what I needed help with. I'd recruited some help, but didn't know what to give them, how to give it to them, and so on. I think,
Yeah.
while we're selling your business here, one of your biggest strengths is being able to spot what needs help with and what quick little wins we can do. But as you said earlier on, is making sure that the trust is there to say it's going to be okay. We've chatted this morning. I took on a new member of staff a couple of weeks ago now, a PA, and she's absolutely flying. She's doing so well, and she's super proactive. And let's sort this. Let's book it. Let's do it this way. And now, following a conversation we've had this morning, I've even given her a little bit more rein to say, just go and do it and come back to me if you've got a problem. I trust what you're doing. And what's lovely is even after a couple of weeks, she's an integral part of my business and I don't want to lose her. And I
Yeah.
think when you're doing anything virtually, yeah, there's always that feeling, I guess, that it could be, what's the word I'm thinking of? It could be for short term, and I guess you do short term contracts, of course you do. But you know, Bianca, she better not go anywhere. Don't leave me, type thing. And that's the relationship that we have with your staff now, and I think that's what business owners need to understand is that they can come to you with comfort and knowledge that they're going to be looked after.
Yeah, a lot of our clients just need encouragement as
Yeah,
well. It sounds so crazy because you've built these businesses up all by yourself and you managed it thereon, but then it's like now I need to give my baby to someone else and trust that they're going to deliver what I want. So it's also encouragement. There's such a missing communication with freelance VAs and their clients because freelance VAs can be scared to overstep and lose their
yep,
job. There's
yeah,
a big difference there. We have contracts in place, and I'm actually the person that isn't so scared to overstep, but I know that I'm not overstepping. But in the eyes of a VA, they're like, oh, I don't want to say that to the client. And I'm like,
yeah,
Cale, your
for sure.
system is really not working. We need to fix it. It's,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
haven't got enough productivity here. And people don't want to stand up too much to their clients, which is why I believe that a virtual assistant management company like me is needed because you need someone that already has a business mind that can go into the businesses and help you manage staff if you've never had to do something like that before and say to you, you need to let go of a bit of control here. If you want support, you need to accept the support.
yeah,
And if you
absolutely.
accept it and it's not delivering what you want, it means this person's not right for your business. It doesn't mean that you can't have help. It means we've matched the wrong person to your company, which luckily hasn't happened yet. So especially with you as well, you do at
No,
least like all of the VAs we've got there still passionate about what you're doing. And
absolutely.
yeah, so that guide that I offer in between once our clients are actually on board, I think it's really important that you've got someone that's kind of a middle mediator that is
Yep.
invested into both. I mean, I'm personally invested and emotionally invested into my clients as much as I am my team members, and I will back
Yes, you
both
are.
of them. But they
Yeah.
both need support in what they're doing in order to function correctly. It is difficult working virtually in the sense of you can't always tell what someone's saying on WhatsApp. You can take messages the wrong way, which is why I say at
Sure.
least meet once a week And if you're working really hands-on with each other, try and meet online every day so you can
Yeah.
read each other's emotions a bit better and be like, okay, Cale wasn't mad at that. He was actually just saying that we need to do it that way. That makes sense. Because otherwise,
Yeah.
people are
Yeah.
left questioning and wondering, and that relationship that you have with your team member that you would normally have in an office, personal chats, banter that we get on our groups or
Yeah.
with each other, it won't exist. You need to have a personal relationship with someone you work with if
Yeah.
you
I
want
agree.
someone to be passionate and invested. They have to have an emotional level of connection to what you're doing, and that's
Yeah.
relationship.
Okay, so for business owners, as we start to wrap up, for business owners that are in a situation where they need a little bit of help, they can give you a call and you do like a consultation call, do you?
Yep, we do free consultations to begin with, and if they're interested in learning more about it, then we'll break down certain tasks in their business. But we do hour-long consultations in the beginning just to understand them a bit, get to know their personality, kind of what drives them as well, and everything about their business, how they work it, and what's their long-end goal. So what kind of person would we need to put in with them, and how can we help them to the best way?
I know that I've put a few clients through Kim now, and you've got members of staff in with them now, and they all speak very highly of what you do and how you do it. So thank you for that, for looking after them. So what's next for KCV, Kim? More VAs, more clients, and just continue to grow the business in the sunshine.
Yeah, growing the business in the sunshine, getting more VAs and getting a few more clients. But I have started a new business venture with a lawyer in Cape Town called Jack. And that's a new business we're just currently launching, which is called CoLegal. And that's specializing in putting legal support to the UK that are actually trained in the AI tools that's coming up. So there's a lot of different tools in the legal industry that are being released right now, and a lot of people that are not trained in them. So
Yeah.
we are currently recruiting and looking for paralegals that are interested in doing training in AI to then introduce that over to the UK, more cost efficient solutions and keeping up with the latest trends of AI and its constant movements.
Absolutely. Well, look, let's just finish up. Kim, thanks so much for joining us. Anyone that is listening and is considering getting a bit of help in their business, as Kim said, it's very cost effective to be using staff members out in South Africa. I can confirm that there's never any language issues, there's never any communication issues, there's never the time difference is not a problem, other than when we make it a problem, but that's just user error. And all of the VAs, I've got 3 VAs now through Kim. They're all absolutely amazing. They all talk to my clients, and I can trust them without a shadow of a doubt. So, Kim, thank you for everything you do for me. Um, Kim, thanks for joining us. To everyone that's listened, I hope you found it beneficial. And why not get in touch with Kim? We'll put her contact details down in the comments so you can reach out and maybe have a chat with her about getting staff for your business. Thanks for joining us, Kim. See you soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.